On this episode of Ride to Food, I've partnered with Arkansas Tourism to show y'all some of the best roads, eats, and attractions in Northwest Arkansas. Welcome to the Ozarks. Stay tuned till the end to find out how you can get a free hard copy of my entire Ozark itinerary. Our trip starts in Bentonville, Arkansas. We made it! Here, you'll find the closest airport and Eagle Rider motorcycle rental location to the Ozarks, the original and current headquarters of Walmart, a thriving bicycle community, arts district, and, of course, iced coffee. After starting my day at 4 a.m. to board a plane, highly caffeinated coffee and a steak salad for lunch was exactly what I needed to get this trip started. Fueled up with caffeine and gasoline, it was time to start my short but scenic ride into the Ozarks. But first, a little history lesson. Only 15 minutes outside of Bentonville, you'll find Pea Ridge National Military Park. This is one of the most intact Civil War battlefields in the United States, as well as one of the most pivotal battles in Civil War history. On these fields, 23,000 soldiers fought over the fate of Missouri. The Battle of Pea Ridge saved the state for Union control, marking a major turning point in the war. From here, it was time to hit the twisties and head to the hotel. Let's turn up the music and get going. For this 5-day trip, I decided to call the historical town of Eureka Springs home. Tucked off the main road in what locals would call a hollow, downtown Eureka Springs is a perfectly preserved Victorian town named after the dozens of springs throughout the city that are rumored to have healing powers. In the late 1800s, thousands of visitors flocked to the town to enjoy the bathhouses and spa treatments in hopes that the town's water would cure their ailments. You'll notice that many of the historic buildings are built into the limestone rock, some of which even have the town's famed springs running right through them. Fast forward 150 years, and the town is better known for its historical importance in the Ozarks and easy access to many of the area's scenic motorcycle rides. After a long travel day, a quick bite to eat at Sparky's Roadhouse was all that was left on the agenda before a big day of riding for day 2. My first full day of riding the Ozarks starts on Scenic Highway 7, the state's first designated scenic byway. And of course, we'll be stopping for lunch at the Cliff House Inn. While the Cliff House is well known for its photographic views of the Grand Canyon of the Ozarks, their food is well worth a stop. Inspired by Cajun and Southern cuisine, their fried green tomatoes, redfish smothered in a homemade crawfish sauce, and pies are the real award winner. In fact, their company's Comin' Pie is the official pie of Arkansas. With plenty of twisty roads ahead, it was time to hit the road and take the scenic route to the Buffalo National River. Was that a swimming hole, y'all? The Ozarks are known for their abundance of swimming holes, and for someone that loves to ride to swim, there is no better place to jump in these turquoise waters than the Buffalo National River.
Here we go. Even when it's super hot out, at least you can go swimming. This is definitely the best decision I've made all day. Except for maybe the Cliff House, because that food was so good I can't stop thinking about it.
A quick jump in the river was exactly what I needed to cool off on this hot Ozark summer afternoon. But now it was time for an hour-long air dry session as I headed back to Eureka Springs for dinner. The Grotto Wood-Fired Grill and Wine Cave is located in historic downtown Eureka Springs and features one of the town's many famed springs flowing continuously in the restaurant. Okay, had I known I was getting this fancy for dinner, maybe I wouldn't have jumped in a river beforehand. Tonight's dinner includes sangria, wood-fire cedar plank salmon, and Brussels sprouts. Any trip to the Ozarks isn't complete without a ride down the Pig Trail Scenic Highway, acclaimed as one of the top 10 motorcycling roads in the country. Some say the road got its name due to its hairpin curves that sort of resemble a pig's tail, but it's actually named after the Razorback football fans that travel the road to Fayetteville for college football games. From canopied roadways to waterfalls to rolling mountain vistas, there's plenty to see along the route. And there's so much more to see just off the main road, as you would expect in the Ozarks. After winding along next to the milky blue waters of the Mulberry River, I finally arrived at the Oark General Store for lunch. Established in 1890, the Oark General Store is the oldest store of its kind in the state. Little advertising of the general store exists, but if you know, then you know it's a must-stop. And while most people here are enjoying the store's famous breakfast, there was only one thing on my mind: a slice of apple crumble pie served with vanilla ice cream. That was the best apple pie I've ever had in my life, y'all. After enjoying the hairpins along Highway 103 as it drops into the Arkansas River Valley, I quickly climbed my way up to Arkansas's highest point, Mount Magazine. Sitting at 2,753 feet in elevation, Mount Magazine offers stunning views of the Ozark Mountains to its north and the nearby Ouachitas to the south. With the afternoon sun lowering towards the horizon and a 4-hour ride back to Eureka Springs, it was time to hit the road. For dinner, I stopped into Rivertown Barbecue for a quick plate of their award-winning brisket and ribs. At last, it was time to make the final 80-mile trek home, meaning I got to ride the pig trail in its entirety back to Eureka Springs. Yeah! After an extremely long riding day for day 3, I decided to keep it pretty local and check out a few nearby roads and destinations within just a few miles of town for day 4. First stop on the list is the Beaver Bridge, better known as the Little Golden Gate of Arkansas. This one-lane, wood-flanked suspension bridge is the last of its kind in the state. And yes, you can hear the wooden boards creak and feel the bridge flex beneath you as you ride over it. By now, y'all probably know how much I love all the swimming holes in the Ozarks, and the clear blue waters of Beaver Lake were too eye-catching to not stop at and enjoy. It took everything in me to not jump in like I did at the Buffalo River the other day, but knowing I'd be meeting up with a few people for lunch just down the road, I opted to stay dry this time. For lunch, we visited the Rowdy Beaver Tavern in Eureka Springs to enjoy a few games of pool in their easygoing atmosphere. A few Arkansas staples are on the menu today, like southern fried catfish and slow-cooked pork. And of course, cheeseburgers. After lunch, it was time for a leisurely afternoon enjoying the hotel pool before making my way out to another Eureka Springs ride, the Race Road. Our final stop of the day is perched high atop the winding roads of Eureka Springs. The Crescent Hotel, better known as America's most haunted hotel, is a true Arkansas icon. Offering luxurious hotel accommodations, the Crescent opened its doors in 1886 as a symbol of hospitality for the state of Arkansas. In the 1930s, the hotel transformed into a hospital for cancer patients, many of which died at the hands of malpractice, giving the hotel its haunting history. Some people come for the poltergeist and spa treatments, but we're just here for a slice of gourmet pizza and a sunset view of the Ozarks. It's my final day in Eureka Springs, and before I leave town, there's one more eatery I have to check out. Mud Street Cafe has been voted as the best breakfast in Arkansas, and honestly, I'm going to have to agree with that. And yeah, I did order peanut butter pie for breakfast.
Right there, you can see the water source. Spring Tech is underneath the building. Starts there, it's about 30 feet down. This is the year 1900. That's where you would have walked in.
With an afternoon left to explore before it was time to fly home, I decided to take the scenic route back to the city. Yes, another wooden one-lane bridge. Established in 1832, the War Eagle Gristmill actively produces its own organic products and serves up some of the best blackberry cobbler you can find in the region. Unfortunately, I was still pretty full from breakfast, so I had to skip out. From the historic hollows of the Ozarks to the poultry farms and pastures of plenty, today's ride ends at the Preacher's Son, a restaurant built into a restored historic church in downtown Bentonville. And as you can see, the food here is just as unique as the experiences you can find throughout Northwest Arkansas. And just like that, my 5-day trip to the Ozarks was over. But not without a pretty special way of remembering the trip.
So if y'all didn't know, now you know that Arkansas is full of amazing roads, history lessons, food. I mean, I didn't even scratch the surface on any of those things while I was there. 5 days in the Ozarks is a lot, but there was still so much to see. It was a great trip. I mean, anyone that's talked to me personally since I was out there in August knows that I've been ranting and raving about it ever since. If any of y'all want to check out any of the ride routes I did, all of them are conveniently published in the all-new 2021 Arkansas Motorcycling Guide. Yes, that says Ride to Food on the cover. That is me. I am big time now. I'm just kidding, but this was a super cool project to be a part of. I'm so stoked to see it published. If you want a copy of this for yourself, I'm gonna put a link down in the description below for you to follow, or you can go to arkansas.com, click free guides at the top, and then choose which guides you want to order for yourself. One of the things I really like about the new guides is that they are saddlebag size, so they easily fit in any saddlebag so that you can take it on the go with you. If you don't want to take it on the go with you, there are also QR codes inside of the guide that will follow directly to a Google Map digital link where you can have the guide basically pulled up on your phone while you're out on the road. Thank you, Arkansas State Tourism, for allowing me to basically be the poster child of your state. Yeah, super cool campaign. Very pumped to have my work published in this as well as to be a part of it. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video, you guys. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. Be sure to subscribe, like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you wanna see more, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Later, y'all.